game. And you gotta feel like FUT. I mean, they haven't been playing with an advantage at all. The home crowd has always been against them. 2 Chinese teams, now it's Aspas.
Yeah.
Full support. Speak of the devil. He will be getting first contact. Breaking that Roomba early on and just wants to give it there. A very slow approach from FUT, who got completely obliterated the last time they played this match against FPX.
The team we unfortunately just had to bid adieu to.
This is an awesome pistol round already from FUT, but the timing might not be there for them because LEV already ahead of this. That chip did not get broken.
Cage trigger.
They made a little bit of noise, but yeah, you're right. I don't know that it was enough. LEV have already put a lot of their defenses back here. Mazzino's looking to reposition with the utility that he can try to dump out onto the side. Meanwhile, FUT not really having created enough space to get out of elbow. Up until now, it's Mr. Fallen's the tip of the spear. The first one to go. A flash in the face of Tex, and he cannot stand strong. He cannot hold on. And now it's on to King. A 1v5 and a disastrous start for LEV as the flawless round goes the way of FUT.
And another pistol round win for Mr. Fallen and FUT. They had an 80% win rate on pistol rounds this entire tournament so far going into this, and now it's even higher.
They've been so good in these, man.
And it's all off of him. Not only does he cook up the strats, but that breach C that he had on the comm there was nowhere for him to go.
It was perfect. It was perfect.
I imagine we're gonna see another slow approach here going into the anti-eco round for FUT. It will be a little bit of A control though.
Well, that hurts.
Good default utility use from FUT. This is all gonna be conditioning that we're gonna see further in the half. With that being said, Aspas did walk down a little bit down mid, but Yedeje is just holding for him. And with this elbow control, they can really just freeze the round, manipulate any rotations they want, and hold for a re-aggression.
Yeah, they've kind of split them apart, haven't they?
Yeah. And Mazzino here with this fault line. This could lead to disaster for FUT. And he's been so great on this breach on this map. He's really been the difference maker of why LEV is so dominant on a map like this.
The value that he's been able to provide is immeasurable. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, not only in terms of like his actual ability to get kills, but his utility. Speaking of utility,
dude, everything tagged him. It was a dizzy, it was the flash, it was the, I mean, everything. Now Crack's pushing forward. King has held strong at least enough to get a couple of kills, leaving Yetuje, CNED, and Adacaptain alive, but
30 seconds
the first
left.
two certainly worse for wear.
yeah, good damage done. And I mean, if Aspas can connect on a CNED here, this could be a really costly anti-eco round for the likes of FUT. And he's slowly going to be creeping up into the site. FUT proactive in this approach on the post plant though, so they should have an idea, an inkling that he's crept in here from the CT side.
Yeah, surely not giving him the ones that high-low. Snapped onto the first.
Yeah.
Not able to connect the second. FUT get theirs, they're able to carry 2 rifles into the next round as well.
And they made it costly. That's all because King just tucking in that back default box on A. He had a bunch of players bait for him on the actual site, so when it came down to full clearing it, I mean, you don't expect another guy to be there.
Right.
Why is King there? This will be a very important round for LEV to get on the board. And I imagine we're going to see a very similar approach to a lot of these rounds from FUT. A very slow start. See what's going on with their default. Look, that's that default utility that was conditioned in the previous round, but King is ahead of this time because he's playing in that elbow area. And he does this quite a bit. Well, he himself will do the one-way jump spot. He has the Omen flash if he gets contact anywhere.
Meanwhile, they're playing for contact on the other side. Aspas with a paranoia in his face, had a captain sat, or excuse me, TPing forward, and Com's there to punish.
And that's that fault line from Mazzino, punishing Adacaptain and Tex.
It was from such a distance. How much more can they find? They've thrown the brakes on this round. Yetuje and Mr. Fallen with so much to do, and yeah, it's just gotten a little bit easier, and that's now 2 down.
You have to imagine those are 2 guns they're going to want going into that next round. Nobody else right now wants to go down for LEV. Otherwise, I mean, they're not going to really have much of a buy.
Yeah, it gets really messy there. They're going to be slow peeking mid by themselves. The first one falls. Yetujay with 56 HP, now left in that 1v3 with Outlaw in hand still.
They found my wire.
And I like the way they're playing this. It's very disciplined. They're not swinging into him. They even drop the paranoia, but King's position given away. Full between his eyes.
That was a nasty shot from Yetujay. Sitting at 4-0 already. Whoa!
He's gotten high ground, and he's gotten it down to 1. Calm has to pull this off on his own. He can also just be patient with it. He's got to take the fight! And he lands that shot, the Red Bull clutch for FUT. What a start!
It's disaster for LEV. They had the round won, but they were too eager to keep going for kills in mid. And the Outlaw could be so strong. I mean, this was so cold against the champ. And then he just diffs Calm in the 1v1. The discipline not quite there for LEV. They were up 2 players.
That is not how you want to start this series.
But Doug, we've seen this before from FUT, where they acquire a big lead and then they just let it slip away.
Yeah, true. Yeah, you're not wrong about that. That fault line coming out from Mazino, we've mentioned it a couple of times, how good it is, how effective he is at using it. Atacaptain creeping forward. Mazino spotted, now killed.
I know exactly where you are. I must wait a moment.
All intel the way of FUT right now. They see that A site's open and CNET is able to take that B just for free. This is looking like a whole new team from FUT. The pacing, the scaling.
Meanwhile, LEV starting to have to reckon with these demons that have caused them problems. Really, the majority of the year. A team that feels like gives up situations that they really shouldn't, advantages that should be theirs, unfortunately go the other way. They're gonna have to give a bit of the same medicine back to FUT if they want to win this round. The big difference here is time is way more pressing. Tex and King have both upgraded weapons. Send Wingman to try to do it on his own. Tex would have to 1v3.
It's halved.
He can't take the fight. Oh, he's on a tap. He's tagged him down. 70 HP, daring him to swing, beckoning him to challenge. But the spike will go off. Tex gets the kills, but the round goes the way of FUT.
A great post plan from FUT. It got a little bit scrappy, but they just played the clock there. And it runs down.
To perfection.
Yeah, but for LEV, I mean, those are all confidence kills. You just did a 2v4 retake and almost won the round? I mean, Tex almost took the head off of the Omen player there. Right at the end, but...
I think part of the issue, though, Dre, is it has never felt like confidence is what lacks for this LEV squad. Right, like Tex does stuff like that. He does stuff like that all the time. It's the bigger picture. It's when they have to come together, when the macro kind of falls apart, when they're losing 3v5s and things like that. That's where it feels like they stumble.
And it's so rare to see that on this map specifically.
That's true.
They're very good at this map. A big opener from Cracks onto Mazino.
Punished once more. Mr. Fallen with ult in hand. Oh, and the timing on the crunch is just beautiful. It's textbook, it's surgical. Tex is gonna have to put together another clip here. Numbers the way of the attack. Thrash invested. A whole lot of homies on the map right now. A little bit of value found. A 2v3. Tex is caught. A little bit of help from Aspas. The flash is there. They knew, they expected him to be holding over his shoulder. And as the spike ticks away, LEV are forced to sit back and watch, not allowed to play.
They're just delaying the time here. That wingman needs to get broken.
And it does. Not even getting to half. And now they have the fault line. They still have all these darts. They have, I mean, it's clinical. Yeah. Dre, that crunch that they hit market, everything from top to bottom in that round went the way of FUT. That was beautiful.
A very good snowball so far from FUT. Good use of the ultimates. A second gun round going their way. And even that thrash at the end there, it's all just to delay the time.
Right.
Mr. Fallen, the supplier with the fire in that situation.
Early
Such a good
timeout.
job.
Yeah, early timeout called here.
There is a decent buy from LEV, so they will be able to fight fire with fire here.
This goes here.
And someone who I've been praising quite a bit on this LEV team has been Calm, specifically on this map where he plays that Sentinel role, that's Cypher. I feel like he does a really good job of playing off the trips, knowing when to not play off the trips and give sight. Yeah, he really hasn't had a chance to do that quite yet, though. But this could be a really good opportunity for them.
Yeah, for him to shine, for him to lean into his utility and try to create some advantages his way, his team's way. Meanwhile, the rocket triggered, fired off, no kills found. But FUT, again, roll over the defense. Mazzino finally on the board, but still much more to do. Spike not planted. They're gonna have to try to do a 3v3 retake here for LEV to get on the board finally.
Where is everyone hiding?
Cypher ult for Cypher ult here. Info gathered from both sides, but Mr. Fallen sitting here with that flash. This is all to delay.
Cracks looked like he was considering a flank around, a re-wrap, but no, instead he stays on site, he gets the best of Calm, looking for more. But he continues to get tagged, he continues to get peppered. Mr. Fallen still has to hold the line for him. He's got the fall line, that should cause a swing, and that's exactly what it does. Another round the way of FUT.
This team of FUT is so good at post plants, Doug. They're insane on them. I think the statistic is something ridiculous, one of the highest of this tournament. But this is that 6-round mark that we've seen so many times before.
Yeah,
this is where it tends to slip away. Maybe they just have more confidence. They're not going against an unconventional, unfamiliar style of a Chinese team. Maybe this can be the moment where they take the lead and run away with it.
No real ults. I mean, Cracks is more than halfway to his, but Mr. Fallen nowhere near. CNET nowhere near. Another opener the way of FUT.
This is the FUT we all know. They contact in,
my goodness.
and then they explode like this.
That was so decisive.
Drop the spike.
CNET just soaring through the site, smothering the opposition.
You can't play anywhere on that site.
No, not at all. But then what are you gonna do? You just gonna play off and try to retake with pistols? I mean, it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah, when you don't have the guns in your favor, I mean, sometimes you gotta just go for broke. And I don't imagine that Aspas will win this 1v5, or 1v4, I should say. And I do have the actual stat. Before this match, FUT, this whole tournament long, they've been 32 for 37 on post plants. That's an 86% conversion rate.
That's stupid, man.
And then you think about that and you're like, how have the games even been close?
Yeah.
How are they not even in the playoffs?
Yeah, they shouldn't be here.
Right?
If they keep winning like that, I mean, they just have no business being down here.
Maybe it was nerves before, maybe it was something else, but they're not slowing down right now.
No. Up 7-0 against the #3 seed from America. Is a team that was built to compete for championships. This was not a team with expectations of being sent home in groups on the international stage. I mean, you've got some heavy hitters here. You've got 2 world champs. You've got Calm and Aspas on your team. You got King, who was the brightest spot on Leviathan last year.
Yeah, my brother.
Here.
Tex comes through Ascension. He's the real deal. He continues to improve. He continues to impress. This is a team that shouldn't be in this position.
And it felt like they really turned a leaf and that they were like unstoppable towards the latter end of the season and in that playoff to qualify for this LAN.
Yeah, it seemed like they'd figured something out, but it's almost like they left whatever they learned back home.
Look at this contact style. Usually stuff like this can work against you, but that's Mazzino falling again. That's what we've been saying.
And now all that utility that we've been talking about is ineffective.
Oh.
Wait a second.
This is
waiting
dirty.
For the other. He's waiting for the other.
Cage triggered.
Heard 2 sets of footsteps. Only is able to get 1.
A 5v3.
Again.
They just need a death ball here. I imagine they might even invest another Thrash here. Just secure the round.
It's the rich getting richer, man.
Yeah.
They have so many things they can lean into. They have so many advantages.
Great fault line.
And the tag into the cam was really nice into the smoke. Calm's able to get 2, but has to run away. Traded, though.
Cover going out.
A 2v2 now. The spike down. Aspas has his rocket. Right on cue, triggered. looking for a target. He's got to find it. He tries to get him top. And a captain snuffs out the wick.
What was that? The captain taking things into his own hands. Aspas, it's so rare to see this guy sitting at 1-8.
Right there.
But now you know why. That was a showstopper right there. He just gets his head taken clean off.
Careful now.
And Com did such a good job of bringing this round back.
It was off of the utility that you were talking about a couple of rounds ago and how good he is with it. That's unbelievable. Yeah, guys, we had the same reaction,
exactly.
bro.
Everybody did. Everybody did. And you can tell the crowd is completely silent here.
And that's
too much of a buffer.
Here.
Could be disaster. The only one positive
This is
on
nice.
Leviathan right now is Tex, the player from Ascension.
Meanwhile, something you said earlier, I mean, you're absolutely right about, man. When was the last time you saw Aspas 1-8?
I have no clue.
I don't
think I've ever.
But FUT has just played this to perfection.
The slow, silent walk and approach has been working really well against Leviathan. Maybe they're just not warmed up, not dialed in on their crosshairs quite yet. Oh my gosh. He takes himself out with that showstopper, but he gets one for ones.
The problem is nobody cares about whether or not you were warmed up on that day.
Yeah.
Nobody remembers that. Thrash invested, Cracks clearing space. And a captain should be able to fill behind it, or he's just going to hold on to mid and continue to cause problems.
And Cracks is able to pick that Thrash up again for the post plant.
Had a captain left on the other side of this trip. Meanwhile, the Rolling Thunder out as they try to flood him behind the site. They've drawn out the ult. They're going to flip back mid. They're going to flip back A. And a captain gets caught. Tried tucking under the trip. Honestly, I respect it. I would have tried the same thing.
Caught but not punished. And now he can keep at least 2 players here. He can listen for the rotation. Com has to go huge here, Doug.
He's on his own.
Breach.
Great opener.
How much more can he get?
She's still
13 seconds left. They're comfortable slowing things down. They realize time is on their side. Now the ult's invested. Keep an eye on that captain. He finally falls with 5 seconds left. Thrash on the way. Com not able to hold the line. Spike down, just barely. And Tex falls. 9-0 the way of FUT. That was their best chance. And that one's gone out of hand too.
I mean, when you think that you've taken so many left turns, surely it's going to go right sometime. But it's just not happening. A 9-0 lead. And a great fault line, a great setup for that market split. And then baiting out the breach ult.
It was perfect.
From Mazzino.
It was perfect.
Falling back. Oh my gosh. But still, the trading is not there for LEV. It's that discipline that I was speaking of earlier. It's just not there.
It doesn't seem like there's anything there for LEV right now.
Tex, the only shining star, gets taken out. The trades once more going in favor of FUT. And another free bomb plant, man. This is such a showing right now.
Cracks will get a little bit closer to having his ult online. Did he dink him? He dinked him.
Yeah.
On that fadeaway tap.
I know
But
exactly
Aspas
where.
finally
Spike
coming
down
online.
A.
Getting 2 big kills. 3v2, the way of the defense. But 6 HP among 2 of the members. And the spike is sitting on the other side of this. They're going to have to frag their way through Leviathan if they want to win this round. The thing is, they've done it at every single turn. And now an attempt to do it again. Aspas clearing the cam, looking for the fight. Yethuj waiting on the other side of the box. The fault line will connect. The swing will come through, and Aspas will fall once more.
I just don't understand. King ulted all the way to B site.
Yeah, I don't know.
He left Aspas on an island. And Mr. Fallen,
30 seconds left.
I mean, I thought it was Mazzino who had great breach utility, but it's actually Mr. Fallen that's been the one with the great breach utility so far.
I don't know if King thought the hit was going back B and they had rotated out. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Was it a misclick or something? That's
You cancel that out.
a
It's
huge
misclick,
blunder,
no?
right? And they knew they had bomb as well, so where are you going?
Enemy remaining.
This is so uncharacteristic of King and the rest of the squad of Leviathan. I mean, Tex looks like he's the only one that came here to play for map 1.
Satchel out. Satchel out.
Aggression down mid again. Aspas did this the last round, but look at the utility to stop him. And then this!
Captain holds the line. 2 down in the face of the aggression. A tragic start for LEV.
Amateur.
They're still able to find a little bit of value playing around Com's cages. Captain TPing away. He's going to be able to get deep into spawn. He's going to be able to try to control the rotations as best as he can. The smoke's coming through. Aspas should be able to get ahead of it, though. And with a minute left on the round, they have time to flip this back if they want to.
Shadows traveling.
And he's able to do this because they're sitting at such a big buffer. Why not take a risk? I mean, somebody could have been there.
Oh, 1000%.
And then he's just going to keep going. That's 3!
Even if they are there, he might not care.
I'm right there.
Another dominant round from FUT. 11-0. LEV did not show up on Sunset. They haven't.
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to jinx it.
It's just unbelievable how good FUT look right now.
It's 11-0. All of the words. Unbelievable. Ridiculous.
And they don't have, I mean, there's no other way to slow the game down. There's no other way to ice this thing.
No. At this point for LEV, I mean, I'm sure they even know that this is going to be the toughest ask.
Gets
It wasn't
one.
clean, yeah. It wasn't clean, but he got one. Oh,
This one, the thrash in his face. Captain gets a second. Numbers the way of the attack, the paranoia out. Mazzino's the first there. And he's flashed. Cracks. Trying to challenge. He takes a little bit of damage for it. Mazzino now looking to get active, looking to push forward. 2 taken down. Yet2J will fall as well. CNET in a 1v2. Surely they hear this. Unless the sound of the nade covered his footsteps.
there is a cam in B main and a trip B main, though.
He's not going to have to reckon with any of it, depending on how he plays.
That is true, but it could give LEV the info required to just figure out systematically where CNET is playing.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, this cam will be the cue as well.
Oh, he's repositioning. You would think he's tucked back main, but he's playing tight, he's playing close. CNET in 1v2 to keep the game perfect! Cannot! Aspas will get Leviathan there first.
And they needed to make a mark. They needed to make a dent. Who other than Aspas to do it for them? But it's been a rough one.
Switching sides.
You can't help but feel like this one just might be too much of a lead to come back from.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, I would have to agree. This was just such a dominant performance. Almost 12 rounds. If it doesn't go, if the 1v1 doesn't go the way of Aspas, you're looking at a 12-0 lead. We're gonna throw it to an Omen player moment.
And I say this quite a bit, but at this point for LEV, any round, I mean, it counts. It matters. It gives you momentum going into the next map, which is Lotus. And LEV aren't really good. They've lost the last 3 Lotuses they've played.
Cam spotting 1, maybe 2, but cleared. LEV have taken a little bit of space mid, but if they decide to go back B, they're gonna have to reckon with this triple stack.
CNET in a lead, he's just so confident playing like this. I mean, you really have to push him off. You have to use body's utility. He will sit here and disrespect you until he gets punished.
That's where he gets scary, man.
Yep.
Captain has a paranoia invested. Did not tag Aspas, but there is a little bit of help. The fall line did. They're all dead, man. There's nowhere for them to go unless Aspas can fight back. He's still alive. He's still there. 22 HP, looking for the spam. Aspas with 3. The snap is pretty, but they still have to win the round. I don't think he spotted yet. Yet2J.
Oh. 2 players sitting at 1 apiece.
30 seconds
Calm
left.
has to find a window here. Or try to hold the site itself.
Yeah, but Mr. Fallen did hear that.
Right there.
And he spots him.
He's the healthy one too.
He dodged that fault line.
Really nice fault line. That's still gonna buy some space, so it's gonna allow safe passage across him for them to get through.
Into the breach seed, potentially. Doesn't use it.
Patience on the swing from F2J. Calm falls, and again, that's the healthy one. Aspas will fall. Mazzino, the last piece, crumbles as well. The slaughter continues.
The battle of the breaches, and Mr. Fallen has coming out on top this entire map.
There's not a silver lining here, man.
Mazzino's supposed to be the one that has the greatest utility on this map. He's so known for it. In North America, at least. But Mr. Fallen, he's proven something different here today.
Enemy remaining.
F2J did such a good job playing around that breach utility that you were referring to.
Yeah.
Guys is all smiles, man. I mean, at this point, you're thinking about Lotus.
Yeah.
At this point, yeah.
A Lotus that you haven't won.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's not a good thought.
In forever, yeah.
Right, so LEV obviously have to force.
Yeah.
They got a couple stingers, a guardian for Aspas.
I mean, when in doubt, stinger it out. You know.
Is that how the saying goes?
I mean, it has to go that way this time, right? Surely. I mean, listen, if you're just getting diffed in like the actual aim duels, maybe the run gun
Yeah.
would be the deciding factor in winning a round.
Get a little RNG for you.
Hopefully.
Play the game in your favor. Yikes.
Oh my gosh, cracks!
Remaining.
It's a blender. It's disaster.
Gun here.
Last time we saw that from him, it was with the Sheriff. Yesterday, today it's with the Bulldog.
But the outcome is the same.
Full control, my friend. That's how the saying goes, right?
I think so. So Tex left a 1v3 to prolong this map a little bit more.
Snap the spike, wings.
Committing to the spike plant,
30 seconds left.
using util. No challenge.
And he gets hit by the fault line. I mean, this guy, this breach play from Mr. Fallen needs to be studied.
I don't know that he's missed.
Oh my gosh, another
I
one.
don't know that he's missed a single bit of utility, but it might not matter. He gets his one kill, but that was
Defenders win.
rough for LEV.
And know what it was? The most decisive map of this tournament. To honestly send Leviathan packing and Aspas packing, and that's so crazy to say out loud. And this is their map pick. And with the way that the last map went, I mean, CNET is already so confident on the Jet on this map. When you're playing against a confident Jet, it's gonna be so tough.
I guess the one benefit about getting beat as bad as you did on the previous map is you just kind of forget it.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
You have to.
yeah.
But look,
Oh, no.
and that's against Aspas. Making a statement right now with CNET. I'm the real champ.
Those memories are coming back real quick.
Yeah. He might not be the people's champ here, but he was a champ at some point, right?
Just a massive start. Aspas again forced to just sit there and watch. And Leviathan try to find a desperately needed pistol. This contact approach towards A.
There's just gonna be so much delay here with Ada Captain and Cracks.
Yeah, he's got the fault line ready right now. As soon as there's contact from Ada Captain, you imagine the fault line will come out.
And it's gonna be off a contact as well.
30 seconds left.
This is a little nice though. I like what they're doing here. They tap on the door, they insert Mazzino, or at least try to insert Mazzino, but then they turn their attention B.
Spike planted.
I would have loved to see Mazzino just stay in that tree area. But I mean, there's no way he could know.
No.
Now he gets the info.
One spotted.
Look at this approach on the retake from FUT. It's so patient.
Wait, Texas swinging back around. Lands the shots on Ada Captain. I thought he was dead. Calm finds another. LEV with an advantage, and this is where LEV's coach was worried. They didn't play their advantage as well. Is it gonna happen again? Oh, it certainly looks like it. Calm keeping things interesting,
Last player
keeping it competitive. He's the last one alive. And FUT get the pistol.
It's heartbreaking. LEV brought it back. They have the post plant, but they can't hold. And it's not like FUT are like the best retake team. They have one of the lowest retake stats in this tournament. I mean, yesterday, yeah, they probably won most of the retakes that they have from yesterday alone. I guess that prepped them for this moment.
One enemy remaining.
Another advantage
Is no problem.
lost, another opportunity squandered. And again, as much as you need to try to forget the last map, FUT are going to do everything they possibly can to remind them of it every single round. LEV choosing to rotate back A. Lean heavy into it. You've got a turret that's watching the middle of the map. With Cena not far off.
Such an interesting Viper wall choice from FUT.
Yeah, it really is.
It basically cuts off the ability to split B as well. You have to check both sides of the wall if you decide to turn back around after being stuffed by the Viper and the Cypher on the actual A site.
And that's so miserable to do because if you're trying to hit a split B, you're trying to do it quickly. You don't really have time to slow down and check all your sides. It's a really nice wall.
Fault line to stall.
At a captain trying to play on the site.
Ooh.
Dropping techs. It just looks so effortless, man.
Even a one-way.
Yethuja's playing around him. At a captain with 3 on the round. A flawless round for FUT as they get their second. And now is when LEV need to start piecing something together. They've got to win this round. You cannot afford another snowball, not after what happened in the previous map.
But Doug, I'm so impressed already. I know we're only 2 rounds in, but all the protocols on that A site,
They look good, man.
Yeah, falling back after we get the first kill, popping the one-way into tree, and then fighting the same angle together, and then you have all the rest of the breach utility to stall the lane push. I mean, this is some really high-level play right now. These setups are insane. A more traditional Viper wall this time around.
Shadows.
The dash back from CNED as he keeps his life. FUT looking to slam the door on this once more. Mr. Fallen and CNED both with Outlaws. You hear that one rattling off as the other one rotates away. And I don't know that they know that there are 2.
The intuition of CNED right now is on point. When Jet players are in this zone, when they're in the flow state, they're going to be everywhere you're hitting.
Well, now they know there are 2. If there was doubt before, they know it now.
He was just at A with them. If he goes back to A, I don't know what I'm gonna freak out.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Mr. Fallen was continuing to shoot while CNED was rotating back C to suggest that the Outlaw was staying here. King looking to find a little bit of space and cannot. They've invested a Haunt, they've invested a Suck and a Paranoia A, and are now splitting B. And guess what? The Outlaw's here. Both of them, no less. CNED not finding a target. Krax is over the top with the breach util at the ready.
Spike planted.
But they've given up enough room so that LEV can get the spike down. No ults to speak of here.
Cover going out.
Another slow approach on the retake, and here comes the utility bomb. This is why they run the breach comp. He still has full util. The Omen flash comes out. The breach C.
But they haven't really gained any of the space.
They're trying to bait out utility from LEV, but
It didn't feel like they had the weaponry to do this.
yeah.
Cena and Mr. Fallen have to go in so aggressively on their own, and again, all they had was Outlaws. Very well played by LEV.
Yeah.
For them to be able to get enough space to get the spike down, that felt like the biggest thing they had to solve of them all, and they do so successfully.
But I feel like it was kind of on accident. I feel like FUT were giving so much respect. They tried to use their rechargeables, or not rechargeables, but use a little bit of utility early on to try to bait out the utility of LEV, whatever else they had left on the actual post plant, and then go back in. But LEV weren't even playing for that layer. So a little bit of a disconnect there. Maybe now in the future you're gonna see Flood maybe fast flood in with the utility that we saw.
There.
Because had they done that, I mean, maybe. There were so many people hit by that utility. Maybe that would have worked out for them.
Cover going out.
LEV, full intention towards A.
Early top of the door as well.
They've even set a trip in Worm because of how often LEV like to hit this split B.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like they're interested in that this time around. They've scaled all the way up into stairs. Cracks have to be careful. 2 found there?
Spike down. Defenders.
I don't know how he just did that. Mazino.
He's pushing forward now. The second found for Cracks.
The thing is they still can't transition to B. And now they're going to be uploaded. They're revealed.
I mean, even if they try to split that way, you're right. They're going to get caught by the trip on the other side, and Cena's waiting.
And they're so worried about the flank as well. Oh, do they clear this? Do they clear this? They're not going to! And the trigger discipline from CNET, he cleans them both up!
He's so patient. He's just so patient. And he's smiling about it too, man. He knows he just got away with it.
Yeah, he's definitely looking around with a profound sense of pride right now. And add a captain. Oh my gosh. That's so tough. A collat. When you drop like that, the rest of the players that are alive in the round, I mean, their heart drops. They can't believe it either. And it just feels so impossible to bring it back.
When you think you have an advantage and you feel it slip out of your hands just so effortlessly. There's a trip there that didn't catch.
So unique.
Dog didn't go all the way over, but
Oh, they're ready for this!
I think they're ready to attack. They can.
Oh my gosh! They smother them with utility! FUT came ready to play today. Ooh!
King, excuse me, able to get one.
Nice shot from the IGL. He has to do more though. And Mr. Fallen's just waiting and ready for him here. Actually, 3 players are slowly creeping up on him.
Tom committing to the plant. King considering committing to the swing.
But they're gonna flash peek him, Doug.
Turns onto the first. That's nicely done. What other util you got? The fault line. Holy! King coming to life.
Face your fear.
Activating with CNET on the other side. Of course, it's CNET if this one gets out of hand too. Com just has a stinger, but he lands the shot from a distance. The MasterCard Thrifty to get Lev their second.
And all of a sudden, a big sigh of relief for Lev. IGL of King stepping up huge there, outplaying the breach utility. And the scaling there just wasn't there for FUT. I mean, an isolated 1v1 there. And then this one aggressive step. Oh, that kill on Cracks was sick. SMH in the crowd.
My concern is that's what it took for them to get another round.
Yeah.
Honestly, FUT are perfectly okay with that.
My camera is this.
I mean, if it takes that level of heroics to get a round together, happy to give that away. But Aspas pushing the pace, getting the best of Ada Captain with this ult.
Look at CNET on the minimap right now. He's already all the way behind.
On the quick flank. The
gets
bind
spotted.
not great. CNET up top.
Spike planted.
Now taps the door. Mr. Fawn has to be careful here. Oh no.
No.
He's found so much space.
This would be ridiculous.
Can Cracks get more? Just the Sheriff. Stinger in the hands of Mr. Fallen. He's playing his cards perfectly.
Oh.
So patient. Can't steady the crosshair though. Damage dealt. And now utility dumped. Meanwhile, Fight and Two's on the other side of the site.
Last player
Keeping
standing.
it competitive, or at least trying to, or FUT, but Lev punch back.
And they punch back off of a showstopper from Aspas getting that entry. CNET had one of the fastest flanks I think I've seen on this map in a long time, but it didn't matter because all 5 players of LEV were already on the site, have that bomb down.
So nicely done by Aspas.
Yeah.
And then obviously Tex on the swing cleaning up too.
Tex has been so impressive this tournament.
They're still calm, man.
Fight harder. There.
Into the next we go. An early pit invested mid and a fault line to dissuade any aggressive push A main. Now op in the hands of CNET too, holding down C by himself.
This is a setup that FUT run quite a bit. CNET will maintain this C line until you throw everything you got at him. And even then he'll pop the dash and re-swing to continue on getting info.
Yeah, we'll see if he's challenged. Seems like he might.
mean, the thing is right now for LEV, if you let the clock run down too low, I mean, that Prowler, I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it seem like they're leaning towards C, but the fact that CNET is so disrespectful with the Jet here, I mean, it gives them info that they're leaning towards A.
Yeah, there's no reason to believe it.
Yeah, and they're going to cycle one way is at this door. If the trips get broken, the fault line's going to come all the way across. The clock is running down low right now, Doug, and the utility is going to be in favor of cracks, of FUT. It's not going to be an easy hit at all, and that Omen Flash is way too early, it feels like.
Oh, Aspas gets yoinked right back, but still ends the shots onto Mr. Fallen. I don't know how he hit that.
I have no clue how he just got that kill.
And yet Jay pushing forward, but he was decayed. Couldn't really find an advantage, couldn't really find any space. LEV,
Spike planted.
a big advantage, a big numbers advantage, and it's just gotten a little bit smaller, but they still have it to their disposal. 3 members of LEV facing right into where Krax is. As soon as he turns, one goes down. And now CNED will fill in behind it.
You heard the jump spot.
Doesn't
Can't
land
quite
the
connect.
shot. He does have the upper F though. Able to reposition. Mazzino chasing him down. Ada Captain has to give this up. They don't have the money for him to go for this.
And while we have this time, because Ada Captain's definitely going to save this gun, we have to see a replay of that entry. Because from our point of view, from heaven, I mean, this guy was playing as Jet as Race. I mean, he was slingshotting all the way around. He hit that trip.
Yeah, I don't know how he hit that.
And he still got the entry. I would love to see that from Mr. Fallen's POV.
I imagine we will.
That must have been the most ridiculous sight. No way.
What?
There's no way.
Here it is from his POV.
Oh my goodness.
Unbelievable.
I mean, I guess the only thing Mr. Fallen can do there is maybe hit the aim lab before this game, but that's
Or just not shoot? I mean,
that's so crazy.
start running the Phantom? I don't know. I mean, that's just brutal. You take a look at the buy for FUT. It's a little light, it's a little shoddy a judge for Mr. Fallen. And he's already playing it up by the barrier. Same Viper wall from a couple of rounds ago.
And I like this Viper wall. I think they can default this most of the rounds against the way that LEV are playing this map.
Yeah,
And it would get a lot of value.
I absolutely agree. But this 1-3-1 pendulum swings back towards A, towards King, who's taking a little bit of space already. FUT are kind of happy to give up on some of this, though. They're gonna have to test the waters with this Viper wall.
Oh, he lets the Roomba go past him.
If it's gonna be a split, doesn't seem like it's going to be though. No, Aspas satcheling forward. The dog not far behind him. Ada Captain currently trying to play his position. They haven't cleared him.
He's pinched. They know he's here, Doug.
They've got to know that there's
Viper
nothing
molly.
to clear him. Finally, Calm gets the best of him.
I'll find you.
Another tap of the door as the thing continues to rotate and spin round and round.
Destroyed.
Now finally settling. Silence across the site. CNED looking for anything he can, and it's Mazzino just around the wall. Aspas, the shot's not quite on the mark. Fortunately for him, a judge on the other side while CNED gets the best of Mazzino.
And an upgrade with that.
Krax has his ult, but that might be the cue for it to stop. It's a 3v3 here, just one rifle in the hands of CNED. Time is short. It doesn't look like any target will be given. King not able to control the spray there. Finally lands onto Krax. All 3, the way of LEV, as they get up to 5.
And good patience from LEV there. Not jumping the gun on Tree. Mazzino consistently tapping that door. I mean, Calm did take a 1 there, and that could have gone the other way, but I imagine it would be traded right afterwards. Right, yeah, that door was in the middle of opening up as well. And for the side of FUT, I mean, they went into that retake with the notion of trying to get all the guns out. That's why they didn't push anything. Right. I mean, they were really holding really passive, waiting for Tex to potentially lurk B.
That's how you survive.
I mean, Yedijay was literally sitting on B that entire time that retake happened. Until the very last second.
Op is online for CNED.
And there's that Viper wall again. They identified that that's a great wall to use with how LEV are playing. I'm impressed.
LEV have still been able to find their successes, though.
Yeah.
And they have two pretty big ults in Texas and Comms to play with.
Right now, FUT are actually playing for the A control into the B split.
Oh, a little bit of noise being made. They try to hit
Whoa.
the other side of the fault line, and Cena lands a
Down,
shot.
Attacker spawn.
That was vintage. The jump peek?
That's going to force LEV back and try to reconsider how they want to approach this. The panel has been broken. The op is still here. The shot has been landed. Mazzino is down.
Oh, he's back.
Looking for another. Dash at the ready. And the challenge will come. Has to give the space up, but there's no additional follow-up behind it. Of course, it's Aspas to push the pace, but Yetu takes care of him on the other side. Meanwhile, CNET connects on the third.
Last one down.
And FUT get their fourth.
CNET is unreal right now. This is what I was saying that's scary for LEV going into this map. He can play so disrespectful on the jet, and you don't practice against this all the time. This might be one of the only teams, apart from what, PRX, that plays jet on this map? So you're not used to being jump peek front B in the mid-round like this. Oh my gosh!
That's so tough too, man. Com didn't even, he didn't get tagged by the fault line. He had a shot there, but that's just so tough to shoot back to, man.
When an operator is on point like that, you have to insta him.
He's gonna get challenged again.
Look,
The eye has been cleared. Oh, but he decides to spam into the smoke. Doesn't connect on the shot.
Yeah,
They have
support
to
though.
take a step back. Yetu with the dog in his face. And now Aspas satcheling forward, cannot control the spray. Aspas has found safe passage, gets the best of Yetu. CNED looking to punch right back. Punish with the op. Mr. Fallen close by, cracks, waiting to see if he can control the late lurk. That's not coming. And now with the better understanding of that, his ult, I imagine, will come up surely, certainly. But after this, I don't think they invested. A 2v5?
Huh?
What? Craig has gotten 3! Oh, but Mazzino has to get 4 to win the round!
That was chaotic. But Mazzino, the one that actually set up this entire round for LEV, the one who helped Aspas get that entry, he closed it out for them in a weird fashion. But that Omen teleport, CNED was drawn all the way back towards CT spawn, thinking that it was there, but actually it was on site the entire time. If CNED doesn't go back and clear spawn there, surely Aspas is traded there. And then he closes it out like this. I mean,
what a ridiculous close to the round.
Yeah.
Kills came in bunches. Back into the next we go. 4 ults on the side of the defense. The gun's not great, though. 2 rifles to speak of.
Bring them down.
And the blades for CNET, of course.
oh, he dodged every trip. Nice rollout.
Com not nearly as fortunate, but it doesn't look like he'll get punished.
Found my wire.
Tex either.
Here.
So they deal with all the traps that have been set at their feet.
Oh, they're committing?
And they get a paranoia at the exact same time, but where's the follow-up? How do you fill in on this space? You don't really have the guns to do this, but you do have knives. Only one life taken so far. Classic now, connects.
No.
A little bit more as the dash comes through, trying to pick up a weapon, and King's at his face.
One enemy remaining.
Cracks with 1. Tex, 49 HP. Cracks on the reposition, he's healthy. Now taking a step back. Tex has to take this fight. Oh, he's reloading! And Tex punishes at just the right time.
And that's a play Tex makes all the time on top of that. I've seen him do that exact play maybe 2, 3 other times. He knows that he's gonna catch a player out in transition there when he drops the KJL. A lot of players expect the Killjoys to just sit back and let that soak in and then maybe play the bomb from that point. But he likes to take the fight to you, even if he's low HP. I think he's done that in this tournament, actually.
A stoic response and a 3-round lead for LEV. Op still in the hands of CNED. And a full lean C from LEV. Everyone's here. King has his pit. Oh, FUT are ahead of this too. They've already rotated over. The pathing, the rollout from Aspas again is good. It's clean.
Oh my gosh.
Yetu had no idea.
What a clear, though.
The nade is really nice too. They had nowhere to go. They had the spit, they had the molly, they had the nade, and they had Aspas to deal with. Finally falling over the top is CNED. A 1v1, he's got the op in hand, has to try to grab a rifle. Patience. Finally hearing the weapon exchanged.
I have have the spike.
Mazzino forced to make a play, forced to reposition. He's going to get his ult.
My ultimate is ready.
And now the map is wide open.
Run.
Does he cancel it? No, he sticks it. Fully committing to A. Fully committing to getting the spike down. Remember, 18 HP, not a ton there. While CNET has already rotated back. He's got one smoke and an updraft to play around. Mazzino also has a smoke, but he has no idea where CNET is coming from, and he's so quiet, so patient, but he's not looking the right way! Snaps onto Mazzino anyway! CNET gets FUT to 5.
Mazzino had a really good chance into this round to close that out, but the run and gun of CNET was just too strong, and that HP was the deciding factor. If he has even a little bit, an inch more of HP, he surely gets that kill.
I want to see the last one again because it looked like he had swung out wide enough to spot.
He spotted him for
CNET,
sure.
but yeah.
He 100% spotted him.
Oh, here it is. Oh, he was looking the other way when he turned the corner. Oh, that's tragic. But it gets FUT to 5. It gets us to a competitive half. We're going to throw it down to the desk to break that down. It was a good one. Thank you so much, guys. This pistol's a big one. I think if LEV were able to put this thing away, create a little bit of separation, and then maybe settle things down so the moments don't have to be as chaotic, Dre, maybe they have a shot at this, but it all starts with this pistol. FUT on the attacking side. Mazzino's already gotten all the way up to half wall with light armor and a classic. He's not given a challenge. He's not given a fight.
Great stun.
Here.
They're just so good with it, man. Doesn't really matter who it is. At a captain, so first of all, remember, they've struggled in capitalizing on these advantages. Tex strikes at just the right time. The spike is now sitting on the ground, right at Tex's feet. They're gonna have to push their way through that if they want to scoop it back up. And I don't know how, I mean, forget about getting through Tex. Everyone is there.
Yeah, that bomb is in such a bad spot for FUT right now. And it may be too early to say this, but it's looking like FUT might finally lose a pistol round in this series.
I'll find you.
It would take some of the most magnificent heroics we've seen to bring this one back.
The international stage tends to bring those out.
And this first contact, oh my gosh, the fault line. But Calm,
30
not gonna
seconds
hit him.
left.
This 1v1 though is everything.
CNET's not gonna, I mean, yeah, Calm doesn't get tagged, but he's weak. The second fight comes through, the paranoia does everything. What a flash from Mazzino.
And a much better round for LEV. Yeah, it's just pistols, but they were disciplined. They fought together. They didn't give the ones, apart from that last little fight there with Calm and CNET. That is what was lacking, I mean, in this entire game. Look, the triple fight. The molly to isolate everybody that's stuck in the main. And then pinching the smoke together.
One enemy remaining.
Great work, great pistol round from Leviathan. And they're starting to distance themselves
Where are
and kind of take this away.
you? Hey!
Aspas is playing up close here with Outlaw. But FUT have managed to take a little bit of space without making any noise. The problem is those smokes won't be around forever.
Oh.
He just spotted 2 shoulders. Another smoke. You imagine the spam goes through. They're patient with it. Nicely done, but the gun difference on the other side is overwhelming. Aspas over the top.
Down A. One enemy remaining.
It's clean, and that's exactly what you need if you're LEV. Crack surrounded and dealt with as the defense gets to their 9.
Beautiful. And all of a sudden, last map is a distant memory for LEV. Aspas is online. That's something you like to see.
King is playing well, and that's pretty much a constant no matter what, but
I mean, when LEV win their games, the scoreboard usually looks like this. It's the trifecta of King, Aspas, and Mazzino that pull the majority of the weight with the kills. And then it's the support and the stability of Calm and Tex that bring him through the finish line.
man, there's not really a ton of fight behind this.
Yeah, but a lot of info gathered. And this was really cool from Yedeje. He has that cage lineup to try to block the Fade Eye,
Yeah.
but it just doesn't work. I wonder if Calm changed up his lineup. It
doesn't take much.
Yeah, and this is going to be a complete trap play here.
That crossfire's crazy, but they know. Oh, they know. He should have spotted it. The spam comes through. Mr. Fallen falls. And now Cena trying to dash back. Paranoia in his face, and Tech's not far off. Has nowhere to go.
The gap is B, but LEV are aware. That's why you see Aspas holding all the way back in spawn. Holding the Heaven aggression. Look at the approach from Leviathan this time around on the retakes. They're so much more together and so much more aware.
Man, given the buy that LEV had going into this round, I didn't think that a bonus was likely. I didn't think it was possible.
No way from Cracks here. No way from Cracks here, dog.
But Tex is on the trade. A 3v2 now, the way of LEV. Spike has been ticking for a little while here. How much more of a nuisance can Adacaptain be? Dropping down and dropping Mazzino with him. Calm will fall too. And of course, it's Aspas to try to pull off the 1v2. No targets found. The round the way of FUT.
LEV had such a great early round, and it looked like they were setting the retake up really well. But I think they just waited a little bit too long.
And also, Krax's utility was picture perfect.
That all that delay. And then he swings with it as well. And when you're playing, I mean, you're not used to playing against a breach on this map, especially with a double controller.
Right.
So yeah, maybe against, a more conventional comp like a Fade or a Sky, you can abuse that broken door area, but if you're running against a breach, I mean, that fault line gets everything.
Oh yeah, the fall line gets everything, the aftershock gets everything, the flash lights up the whole damn place.
They set up the round perfectly, but the bonus does not go their way.
And signs of life for FUT.
Yeah.
Who I imagine want to avoid bind. Not because it's necessarily a strength or weakness of either side, but because things get really silly when you get to map 3 in elimination matches.
Yeah.
All of his Killjoy utility from LEV, posted up C.
And a rotation from Calm as well. And this is really good for Leviathan right now. Because Calm will be able to use his utility and cycle it here to get info if players are still here. That's why you see him already going for the eye over the top. I mean, we're looking at Mazzino right now, but on the minimap, other things are happening. And that's why you see the spam from FUT.
Calm still hasn't thrown that eye. Hanging on to it.
Might be just saving it for the hit. Mr. Fallen almost drops down there.
Oh, Mazzino's so far up. He has to get the space back up, though, man. He's got to be careful, but instead he decides he wants to fight a little bit more, drops the paranoia
30 seconds left
to get himself out of there.
Nice. This Aspas gets cleared here. This is a spot that not many teams clear in the mid round.
They know.
Oh, there it is.
Didn't know.
Good trade, though, Doug.
A 1-for-1. Tex on the swing, and Yetu on the kill. Now 10 seconds left. The spike has to go down. It has to go down soon. But Mazzino's doing his damnedest to stop it. What a hold from LEV. Can he get the spike? Can he get the plant?
No way.
1v2, 10 seconds left. He takes the fight. The King just has to stay alive. LEV gets to 10.
And that'll be no bomb down, no gun saved. A huge round from LEV. And what was a great trade from Adacaptain was shortly after countered when the actual sight hit came through. What a great hold for Leviathan on that A site.
Mazzino went nuts.
Yeah, he's been playing great this map. And it's so funny that this is the narrative because Mazzino usually struggles on Lotus. And he usually plays amazing on Sunset. But he just knows, he's like, I gotta step it up, man. That last map, that's not me.
One rifle in the hands of the attack. And of course, it's in the hands of CNED.
Yeah. Mazzino sitting here with a judge could be really deadly, Doug.
He was electric on Sunset, but I mean, honestly, all of footwear. It's easy to look electric when you're winning 13-1, but CNED a little bit more quiet this time around. You mentioned Mazzino's judge.
Yeah,
laying on the other side of the door.
It's going to be so hard to break through this door, this tree area.
Yeah, not with this kind of weaponry, not, I mean.
And even on this B hit, you have 2 players tucked front B right now. So even if Aspas goes down here, King should get a fast trade and he just timing swings it.
Or he just kills them both, yeah. Forget about the trade.
Why not?
With the way LEV has looked this map,
What a story.
I am really excited about Bind. Assuming this continues the
30
way
seconds
the
left.
way it's looked,
One enemy remaining.
Bind should be an outrageously good map. LEV get to 11, you mentioned it. From beginning to end, the judge was the story. A flawless round for the defense.
And now going into this next round for FUT, you have to be worried about these close corners. Is there going to be an Omen there with a judge?
All right,
And Mazzino might not even keep it into this round. I mean, he could upgrade, get it right.
judge. LEV just a couple of rounds away from taking us to Bind. Keep an eye on Cracks, though. He has that Rolling Thunder to play around. If they decide to go into this C hit, into all of Texas utility, it could get messy. Because the judge is here.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter if you get hit with a breach shot when you have a judge. It's still a one pump if you're close range. I like this play from LEV. They're reading into it.
But do they commit? They're considering it, waiting for the right moment to strike. You see the smoke going up towards Worm to suggest that split.
I mean, CNET is going to have to deal with KJ Mollies, a judge. Even if players here on C are stunned from that breach utility, this entire setup is to counter CNET.
Second smoke refreshed. No easy access to site. Oh, they found the judge. I can't imagine they're going to want to go this way now.
Wait, this 1v1 on the opposite side of the map with Yedajay and King.
He spotted the barrel. He spotted Yetujay. He's dead. FUT have kind of been thrown into a bit of a dizzy.
Oh my gosh, Calm.
Calm is filling in on the space behind
30
them.
seconds left.
As FUT try to rotate back A, there's no trip. There's nobody watching it. These could be some of the easiest kills of Calm's life. They just saw the Rolling Thunder. Cracks will fall. The swing out not connecting. As Aspas pops his ult, has the satchel, goes forward, doesn't get a chance to fire it off, but 10 seconds left. The spike is nowhere near the site, and now it's sitting on the ground. There's no way for them to get in. CNED would have to frag his way out, and he cannot. LEV get to map point.
From start to finish, Doug, this has been such a good map for LEV. And they haven't won this the last 3 times they played it. They got destroyed by Gen G. I think it was 13-5. And you already know that FUT, I mean, their coach said, yeah, we used the game plan of crew to beat LEV on the last map. And I can't help but imagine they maybe tried to do something similarly on this one.
Or they should have if they didn't.
Yeah. I think LEV made some really good changes, though, from the last time they played this map to now. And it's showing.
Knives not connecting. CNET has to go up top. Still has a couple to play around. While Yetujay gets the best of Aspas. It's messy and it's chaotic, but the defense seems to be holding the line. Now it's tapping the door as they try to find safe passage and get away. Ada Captain with spike in hand is going to have to try to stay alive and try to find his way out, and he cannot. But Yetujay potentially saving the day.
And he knows where Calm is as well. That Prowler hit him. If I'm Yedajay right now, I know I got hit by a Prowler front B. I'm going back to A after I get this bomb. Calm could definitely be in sight before me. Poor guy, he just wants an upgrade. He can't get it.
Went from a Phantom to a Bulldog to a Guardian.
Yeah.
Now 45 seconds. And
a lot of time.
And the silence for Calm must be deafening. 3 sites. No real idea on where he could possibly be.
Once this door opens up, Calm will have to knife out.
30 seconds left.
Try to beat the timing. No one on the minimap telling him that it opened? Ah, there it is. A little bit of a delay, but he's going to have to run into a full Cypher setup. 2 trips, Doug. 2.
Accelerating now. You see both trips invested.
Oh, my gosh.
Yetujay playing on the other side of him. Tucked in tree. Calm with the round in his hand. Has an eye to play with. Remember, Yetujay's a little bit weak, too. He's taken some damage. But his positioning here is everything. The eye cleared. He knows where he is. The cam spotted him. And that's one that's been found. He has to tuck. Buys a little bit of time, pulls it out. Now Yetujay just playing around the corner. He's not going to swing. He's not going to give him the challenge. Finally comes out, and Yetujay gets the kill anyway. The 4K to get FUT their 7th.
Yerijay just had, what, a 1v4. He keeps them alive. But are still in this map. And the economy is starting to fumble for LEV.
Player standing.
Nice shots.
He favors that Guardian, and I understand why. I fully understand why. Into the next round we go. 4 ults on the side of the defense. We're looking to deal a death blow to FUT. Already aggressive space taken away from Aspas. The pit invested on the other side, forcing, funneling FUT B.
And on the other end of this, Com has that fatal. So the flood will be so strong.
And they've invested the lockdown into this as well.
I mean, FUT can't go anywhere right now.
There.
Nothing is safe. The weak spot now would be A, because it's just Mizzino who's taking space half wall. You can't really try to venture into the pit. It's dangerous enough as it is, but then you have Killjoy utility inside of it.
Gosh.
Aspas on the reposition, joining with Mizzino.
They know they're gonna come back A. They know it's gonna be a reclear. But do they know how many? That's the question.
They've got to be careful on this. Oh, the cam. He's been spotted. The cam is cleared. They're looking for the fight, and Mizzino falls.
At the same time, door is tap front B. LEV still just need to hold strong here, though.
30 seconds left.
FUT are doing their best to conceal what they're trying to do.
Oh, footsteps heard. Text made noise, acting like he jumped into heaven. He sneaks back into the front B smoke. What is that?
Calm, not able to land the shots. It seemed like it was going to be some of the easiest kills, but those are often the hardest. Barring an ace from King, we're playing another round.
And not only that, but that was every single ult that they had used and invested into this round, with the outcome not going their way.
You're absolutely right.
FUT have a chance now to potentially come back into this map.
I mean, they're carrying all of their rifles into the next.
Oh my gosh.
Add a captain as his pit.
They stole this round away. Yerijay, that Cypher camera, that one piece of chargeable utility, that's what opens it up for them? Are you kidding?
The spike goes off as FUT get onto their 8th.
They're nothing but flies.
Lever, I mean, on the doorstep of taking us to bind, but you're right, with the investment of all of those ults, that should have been what put him away.
Yeah.
That was the game plan, that was the approach. Gosh, that one hurts.
I think the problem was that they stacked the Fade ult with Texas Killjoy ult. They counteract each other. They don't work well. They're not synonymous at all.
Cage trigger.
So no real time to dwell on it. The only ult they have is Mizzino's.
Camera.
How do they approach this? All of the Killjoy utility set up C.
Proactivity from LEV. Just something we haven't seen
Cage
yet
triggered.
on their defensive side so far. They really haven't had to. But this is a lot of info now gathered for Leviathan. They know nobody's even jiggling A lobby right now. Yeah, somebody could be tucked on the left.
And they just spotted, Com just spotted a little bit B as well.
Bomb grenade out.
And the alarm bot just went off C, so they have a really good idea of what's going on here.
Yep.
But the truth is they did the previous round as well. The paranoia out. Cena dashing forward, standing the shots on a Texan, looking for the second, has to take a step back.
I know it.
As Aspas falls too. Maybe Mizzino can settle things. He gets his one, but the spike is rotated back C. Mr. Fallen keeping it up. And out of captain, keeping it forward. Spike in hand. He's got the pitch. Surely he invested here off the plant, right? If he gets the time, if he gets the space.
There
Now
it is.
dropped. He's got to be careful because Com's not far off. The spam not connecting, but Mizzino with some high ground.
Is he gonna jump on the box?
Yes, he is. Looking for any target he can find. If he drops down behind him, there's no way for them to expect for him to be there. Com with the eye. That might be the cue for him to go. There it is. As soon as the eye goes up, Mizzino goes down. Trying to get behind him. He's been caught. He's been spotted. And Com will fall too. Add a captain with 3 and FUT with 9.
It was such a good idea on the retake for LEV. but not quite hitting the mark. When Mazzino drops down there and he doesn't see Attacaptain right away, Attacaptain understands that and he hears it, and that's just all she wrote. He turns around and he's able to clean that kill up for free. Another great round for FUT. The macro game right here, they baited out all the Killjoy utility. That allows Cena to get in scot-free, take a 1v1, and not be chipped down low in case the body shots matter. It didn't in this case.
Right.
It did come down to a 2v2 though, so LEV, I mean, they fought hard for that round.
I mean, but the last couple of rounds have gone down to the wire. They've been close,
Yeah.
but all of them have been going the way of FUT. And so now LEV call a timeout, their first of the map. They still have one more in case things get really messy. But the truth is that they're messy now.
Yeah, they are.
FUT have put together the last 3 rounds to keep this thing close. It seemed like they were done. I mean, it seemed like we were going to bind.
I thought it was over. Much how the first map went for them, for FUT. I thought it was gonna be the same case here for LEV. On each respected team's map pick as well. It will be a light armor buy across the board for Leviathan in this round.
And an outlaw on the side of Yetu-J.
They might, I was gonna say they might catch FUT off guard here with this buy.
I mean, they have the money to fully invest to rifles. I think you're right.
I mean, King sitting at 2.9, you have players on 3.3. A lot of teams in this case would do a little bit of a light buy, yeah, but not invest fully. This is a winning play here, a winning buy potentially for Leviathan.
Shadows traveling.
Prowler first clearing out mid, or at least attempting to. Gets tagged up.
Yeah, FUT knows something's amiss here around this C area of the map. That's why they want nothing to do with it. But LEV have done a really good job of manipulating FUT to go A.
Back into the teeth of Texas setup. Just like the last round. Second dog used to clear the trip, the deep trip that Yetu-J had put up. Remember, nope, no ults. This is all guns here.
And it's all contact. Tex versus CNED.
All of this utility. It's a mess. The first one cleared. CNED now going, dashing forward, trying to find a target. Space has been gained, but no kills have been found. King flushed out straight into CNED's crosshairs, and it's Attacaptain who gets the kill. Second is a Clipper and Try. The classic comes out. The kill comes through for Tex. Numbers still the way of FUT, but they haven't really established control, and they're kind of stuck on the site here. There's nowhere for them to go. So it's on Yetu-J to control the flank, to control stairs, and he lands the shots on Mazzino. Now they can turn their attention forward. 13 seconds left. They've got to hold them back as best as they can, and it's all on to Calm. He will fall. FUT get another.
It was a back and forth round, but FUT come out on top. The utility on the site from Cracks was too good. It got Cena this entry right here. Oh, Attacaptain gets it. But either way, the trades onto the site go their way. And Yetu-J here with that outlaw, all he had to do, his one job, was to hold stairs that entire time as the hit came through. And that came down to the wire. That was 10 seconds left before they even got the bomb out of tree there. If they do that again against rifle, like an actual full buy with utility, that could be disaster. Just like this push was almost disaster. The pinch.
FUT want to get through this as cleanly as they can and as quickly as they can, to be honest. Remember, LEV still have one more timeout.
Yeah. And yeah, they're definitely going to use it after this round. Honestly, the coach probably pre-fired it, just like CNED pre-fired that smoke and got a kill off of the aggression from LEV.
Cracks, because of that spike play, now 1 point away from the Rolling Thunder.
Man, and they're going to hunt too. For sure you're going to hunt here.
Oh, you've got the money? Yeah, why not?
You're going to see Mr. Fallen try to get that Omen ult online, because why not? I mean, Omen ult isn't the most, you know, oppressive ult on a map like this, but it could put doubt in the minds of LEV. Or maybe, I mean, maybe you can sync them together.
Cracks is the big one. I've got all eyes on him. He's got to get that ult online here if he can. I'm really surprised they're not hunting.
Why are they not hunting? The economy is flourishing for you. It's only 1 round left. You can buy.
Hey, they don't want to feed a couple of ult turrets over? I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. Either way, FUT will get to 11. Tex dying there to the spike.
Yeah. That is a fair point, though. If they had ran into the wrong spot and Aspas suddenly gets that showstopper online, I mean, that could be a big deal going into the last round of the half. They did a good job right here weathering the storm and not getting pincered. That was that pre-fire I was talking about, the fadeaway.
They're not going to call a timeout?
No timeout. They're just going straight into things here. And it will be an op online for Yedege.
Last round of regulation. Either we're going to bind or we're going to overtime.
With all that utility from Leviathan being used on this default A, the aggression here, that will secure that breach ultimate. Where do they decide to go? And if you look at this, it's just LEV. They're just going to play the util game. They're probably not going to flood in. They're playing to not get hit by a breach ult on site.
I don't blame them.
Beautiful Prowler.
They invested the Rolling Thunder C.
And no one got
onto
hit.
the side, now dashing forward. They've gained the space, but you're right. They haven't dropped anyone along the way. Leviathan with the numbers advantage. This is where things have been messy. Can they close it out? Can they take us to bind? Aspas 1 away from his ult. Playing in the smoke, biding his time. Mr. Fallen fakes a TP. He ulted as if though he was going really far away, but he stays on the site.
So
devious. And now there's paranoia, now there's doubt in the minds of LEV. Slowing things down for just a moment. Still hasn't been spotted. Spam through on the smoke, not connecting. CNET from up top, getting us to 4. Mazzino so dangerously close to playing on the other side of the smoke. Now they go up top, and all of them fall. CNET with 3, but King on the counter. LEV survive. LEV are taking us to bind.
What a map, what a comeback into this series. 2 seconds left on the defuse. And the last team they played was G2, who looked crazy on it in this tournament. And FUT, I mean, they looked nothing even similar to good on this map the last time they played against DRG.
On the attack, standard Viper wall, up A short.
Going up.
J. Oh, that knife is going to attack too.
Yeah, and that's the cue to speed up short and take all of this control and maybe even flip.
And he can just play his cards, right? He can just play patiently there, wait, and then decide on when he wants to strike. There was a flash that went around the corner, tried catching someone. Meanwhile, Mazzino through the TP, gets a little bit of damage. Cracks going hunting his king, tries to hunt him down as well. 3 members of the defense all huddled into showers. And it's getting a little slippery.
Flash is coming up too, 4 seconds.
Calm on the flank, he's gonna dog his way up to try to get up into pipes. Meanwhile, Cena trying to hold them back.
Great nade!
Nade at his feet, he's flushed into the swing and he's dead.
1 enemy remaining.
A great pistol from LEV. Mr. Fallen in a 1v3. A sliver of health. Takes one with him, but will fall. The pistol, the way of LEV.
Little guy did it.
This pistol round for LEV was all prep. They understand what the reaction of FUT is going to be when that dagger lands. They understand that the Omen Flash is going to come through, and Yedege is going to try to get the timing on the flank. That's why they were positioned in shower, waiting for that moment. Outside of Octagon, waiting for that the flash comes through. Yedege gets taken down, and that was such a wonderful nade. With some extra shots. Oh, what a shot on Cracks right there. And then Lil Bro cleans up the round. A decisive pistol round for Leviathan, and a great start to map 3 for them.
After the abysmal start to the series, I mean.
Seriously.
But it's about how you finish. LEV up 1 here. A quiet start, snappy from Aspas as he's looking to farm, not able to settle shots on the 3rd and on the 4th, but he did his job. He dealt his damage. They've lost contain there as J has gotten behind them. Nothing but a ghost though.
Yeah.
They're gonna rotate right around each other as Calm pushes back towards pipes. Very similar to what we saw in the previous round. If he's able to upgrade a weapon, this could be trouble. Not able to land the shots on Mazzino though. And LEV get their 2nd.
Nothing too crazy here for Leviathan. Aspas, he is feeling confident though. He was sitting short alone, taking aim duels. That's the Aspas you want to see, especially if you're his teammates right now. You want to see him get fired up. You want to see him already sitting at the top. You can fuel off of that. And he's gonna do it again.
4 and 2 currently, light armor, but 2 away from his ult. He's gonna have Tex with him this time.
And this is out of the game plan of DRG, trying to pick off Cracks here. And he does it with a Guardian on top of it to wallbang him as he's falling back from that angle. Cracks could have been taken down there for sure.
Additional pen there, almost cost him his life.
Toxins going up.
FUT deciding to slow the round down, spread things out as thinly as they can. Expecting aggression, expecting pace from the defense. But now LEV have fully rotated back B. They've seen something that makes them think it's all here.
The difference with Leviathan and DRG is Leviathan love to get proactive and re-clear space that Skies like to take.
Yeah, I think part of the problem too, on top of that, is the guns don't necessarily lean towards just being able to fight with your rifles, right? If you have Spectres, if you have Stingers, you want to fight in groups.
Yep.
You want power in numbers.
Zeno's gonna hold this U-Haul, and that's a lot of good space to control now. It can open up the flood.
They filled in right behind him. Com's able to get the first. Remember here, they want to fight in bunches. They want to fight together, given the weapons that they have.
30 seconds left.
A lot on the eyes of Cracks here as he has to try to hold them back as they try to come out through showers. Tex on one. The trade is there, but Cracks is smoked off. Only given a little bit of space to try to keep them back and try to punish. Lev on the reaggress. King up in heaven with a Spectre. I mean, how do you deal damage from there? Mazzino not able to find space into the smoke. Now Seeker's invested. The attack side in control. Given the numbers, given the spike. And Lev with no real way to fight back into this one. Does not seem like a bonus will be converted.
1 enemy remaining.
Definitely won't be. But Aspas, he's 2 off of the showstopper. Any kill would be good. I mean, he goes down here to Cracks, but he's 1 kill off of that ultimate. And that was a very successful bonus round for LEV. They got so many guns out, armor out from every player. Good start.
Take a look at it again. I mean, all of that, the reason that LEV found the success that they did was because they were proactive in playing around the map.
Yeah.
Much like you mentioned, very different from how DRG like to approach things. They're proactive, they get aggressive, they try to refill space. That's what got them to that stack A.
And a big part of that is Calm. He uses that Sky towards the B site and just cycles his utility constantly, feeding his team the information if there's a player lurking outside of there or not. And then even if it doesn't connect, sometimes he'll push down by himself.
The dog spots Aspas. A traded flash. And he gets out.
But they still maintain all of this control. Now they opt to back off a little bit, but here's where you might see another flash. Oh, the dog from Calm. So he got another set of info towards this B-long area. But now he's gonna sit on nothing at all.
As he invests his second flash towards Sand. A little bit of presence confirmed.
Everything right now for the side of FUT is showing that it's going to be a B hit. But that smoke into U-Haul, it might put doubt in the minds of LEV.
I mean, if it is, they're not moving off of it. Not really rotating. Calm is kind of cheated back towards A, but
Get out of my way.
there's not enough to suggest that it's a full hit. As Mr. Fallen tries to get inserted, he gets
30
caught.
seconds
And
left.
now they know for sure it's going to be an A speed up. FUT have nowhere else to go at this moment. They could rip that TP, potentially.
Mazzino still has a smoke, also has a Phantom, and he's putting it to work. Only able to get one though. 13 seconds left. The spike still has not been planted. Tex with ult online and King, on the flank.
1 enemy remaining.
7 seconds on to add a captain now. Feeling the walls closing in, feeling the pressure, and it's too much. LEV get their third.
And this is the bread and butter gameplay of LEV's defensive side. Like so many other teams in the North American region, they play it in the backside area. Sometimes they'll control U-Haul, and they'll just delay the bomb time and time again.
Leave us.
And it leaves you with 2 choices. You either just wait it all out and hope that you win the aim duels eventually, or you try to force a fight back site, but they're playing for that layer.
Right.
LEV wants you to try to take that fight. Already 2 ultimates online for the side of LEV. 2 ultimates that are great on the retake. They would probably like to not invest them into this anti-eco and save them for the next gun round and potentially start a snowball off of that. But if they have to, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Again, silence on the site.
Yeah.
Silence on the map.
Calm is just gonna keep cycling this utility. B long. Oh, Aspas wanted to get crazy there.
Yeah, he did. Fortunately for him, Mazino's there to strike.
Spike down A.
Aspas wanted some of those kills, but as soon as he showed up into it, they were all gone.
And Mazino's such a sick anchor on this A site. He's had so many highlight plays this year alone on the Brimstone.
Enemy remaining. Spike down A.
Whether he's playing in showers and having to fall back, playing around that triple area, or he's in U-Haul anchoring.
I wonder if they let Mazino hunt a little bit here. 1 point away from the Zolt.
Yeah, look at him. He's getting ahead of that one way.
Just a little bit. He's got some help over the top.
30
Day
seconds
with no
left.
real options, and King should be hearing those footsteps.
Yeah, he's just got to run it down.
Pings on the mini-map. Oh, they knew where he was headed.
Yeah, even if this goes on to Calm, it's fine because he's also 2 off of his ultimate.
They're trying to give it to him. But a flawless round for Lev as Calm gets closer to his ult. So you're right now, because of how that played out, both Calm and Mazino within striking distance of their ults.
Yeah. All of a sudden, we have a potential snowball on our hands, and this is that short A fight from Mazino and U-Haul. He's gained confidence since that first map. I mean, everybody from LEV has.
Oh, 1000%.
They better try something else.
3 rounds separating these 2 squads with 1 second left before the round starts. Into the action we go. A pit for Yetuj. And those are the same 2 ults we were talking about. Aspas and Tech still have theirs with Calm and Mazino close by. There's the first. The trigger's there. He's going to survive. The TP carries him alive.
Ooh. An awkward engagement in short A with Yetuj and Mazino. King will get daggered off of this hookah control, but he re-aggroes it. And all of a sudden, Calm is positioned towards his A side of the map, getting info there. Doesn't quite find the timing on Yetuj, and that opens up the gap. But they might run into a 1-2 punch here for the likes of Aspas and King. There's the insta-dink.
On the box. Oh, he puts up the pit and it gets put right back down. Now King trying to fill in behind it. Gives it up. Understanding his pressure octagon, he was right. Mr. Fallen out around as King tries to stay down under the window, tries to get a kill with the classic. Not able to connect on it, and Adacaptain forced to fight. Grabs the spike. Sure, he's headed A, but the TP makes it to where it's not as big of an advantage as you would think.
And that initial tap there to bait out if somebody's close, that might come back to bite him in the butt, but
Here's one.
LEV, yeah, they're so wise now to just play together. They're investing the Seekers. They know how important this round is, Doug.
Well, they also have the luxury of having so many and having such a, having so many so early. But Adacaptain dropping the first and will fall. King with 3, now he's 1 away from having his pit.
Yeah, and he's gonna get it
they'll
right here.
I imagine they'll give it to him.
Thank you.
After the fist bumps come through, of course.
Yeah.
Those are important.
And Doug, it was the 1-2 punch from King and Aspas. Yeah, Aspas gets the initial dink, but then he follows it up with a nade, and then King swings with the nade. So if anybody is there, they're gonna get taken out.
Yeah, they're dead.
And even so, you're not expecting somebody to peek behind that nade either. Oh man, I've seen that one before.
Bro.
That guy's got the moves in and out of game. And those moves caused FUT to call it time. A Thrash online. And these are all really good ults.
And an outlaw for Aspas.
Yeah, and if he can get an early pick here onto Yetuj, we saw Luke doing quite a bit the last time FUT played this map. I mean, you might not even have to invest any ults into this.
No.
And you have him for another gun round.
He's got a rifle at his feet, too. If they end up pushing him back showers, he's got both weapons. He can take early contact, and then if he doesn't like what he sees, Switches over to the rifle and rotates away.
Proactivity is the name of the game of LEV.
The paranoia causing some problems. Tech's not able to settle the shots, but Mazzino can.
Spike down B.
And a pit invested on the other side. Playing anti now. And there it is. Through the TP they go. It's 3 on the round for the controller. Yet2J surrounded. Lands one shot, but 4 for Mazzino. An ace on the cards, cannot convert. But it's gotten it down to a 1v1. This is messier than it should be. Cena tries to stay alive, and Calm wins the round. What in the world was that?
I mean, it was ridiculous. It wasn't pretty, that's for sure. Maybe a little disgusting, but it went the way of LEV and Calm, and look at the reaction from the owner.
That was ugly.
Hey, man, a win is a win.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
I want to see his point of view. I just want to see it in first person. Where were the bullets going? I mean, Cena was even able to reload, and I mean, you got a sheriff shot out if that was on that target. That would have been one for the books.
Right. Into the next we go. Cracks and Cena at both of the ults. Mazzino and Tex on the other side of the stage joining him.
Here.
Captain got really far up.
Yeah, but look, it's just gonna be pure info for Calm. Like, he knows no one's here now. This is how LEV play this map.
All invested from Cracks. The flash through. Saspas tries to turn it. That will drop it. They've got the order strike as well, but Cena tried getting behind it, and he's met with Aspas on the other side. Through all of that, the spike has made its way through TP. It's headed back B, and Calm is there. Captain finally making his way through. But Calm playing his cards patiently, not choosing to commit, not choosing to full send. Gonna wait for Tex to join. He's got his ult. He's got that thrash.
Yeah.
A little bit of elbow present from Yet2J though. And he can be a massive difference maker. Is there a flash out for Mr. Fallen? No, they're not playing on the other side of the smoke, and Yet2J is gonna get the timing. Oh, he's gonna get the timing. Mr. Fallen joins them as FUT get their second.
And when this team gets the spike planted, it's inevitable. They just win the round. They formulate such good plans in the post plant. And they mix it up. Sometimes they're playing the bomb. This time, they slip the net. Finding the timing, spamming through the smokes.
Wow.
Yeah, and with all that, Yet2J is there to secure the round regardless.
And so we go again. Mr. Fallen, the hero in the previous round, gets his 2 kills. Because of that, has his Seekers online.
Another slow approach. Another slow default this time.
I've got your trail.
YOLO sending the Omen.
Watch them run.
Oh, that was a set play from the last match.
It was. Yep. And
The prep.
And both times, he's died in the TP heaven. Both times he's been punished trying to make that work.
This is the problem when you play matches back to back. Sometimes you just don't have the playbook.
Scout
And FUT have switched comps so many times on this map. I mean, how much could they really have? A great flash over the top.
And Tex is the one that gets bested because of it. The defense still strong though. King will join a little bit late. Mazzino still playing up in heaven. Again, patience. Cena dropping a couple of warning shots, popping off a couple, but not fully committing. Meanwhile, Mr. Fallen really far up. All a distraction, all eye candy. Yet2J on the swing, Calm will fall. Mazzino on the trade, 3 on the round. LEV holding strong. They're gonna have to flush him out of U-Haul if they want to get this. A 2v2 now. A tap on the spike. Mazzino trying to at least hold it to half. He's actually gonna try to hold it the whole way. Finally taken off. Time is short. Mr. Fallen falls. Mazzino with 4 on the round. CNED has to swing, lands a shot. Not able to land the second, but will he get the defuse? It got to half. King cannot get it there. The Red Bull clutch for FUT.
Once more, this time in a 3v4. They just outplay them. And Mazzino, he was doing everything he could there. He got 4. I don't blame King for trying to stick it there, letting Mazzino get the ace. Just didn't go their way. Such clean shots. Just couldn't close out the round this time.
He did everything he could.
It honestly wouldn't have mattered anyway, even if he was full HP. It was a headshot that sealed the deal.
Still a couple of rounds left in this half. Mazzino one away from his ult. Aspas as well. Y2J kind of close on his.
Launching smoke.
There's that knife lineup.
Yeah.
Shower's not tagging anyone.
And with that, LEV have to be wary that maybe somebody could be lurked up there. Y2J has been playing outside of that shower so many times.
Poison's off.
Well, I think there's doubt on both sides too, because what's stopping LEV from filling in on the space, you know?
Yeah.
So many things to consider. Aspas spotting a shoulder. Spam coming through. Cracks patient on the swing. I thought he was going to try to ping pong that. Oh, it's Tex who strikes.
Tried to save Aspas there. Didn't know that he was out of danger, but it ends up converting because of it. Now the reposition. You might see a re-clear in the shower, giving Leviathan the info that this will ultimately be a lean towards B.
And Calm on the other side of that took so much damage. King will fall.
It's that Omen flash. You're not used to it on the map like this.
No, and then a nade forcing you in the other way.
And all of a sudden, we're going to have another spike be planted. And this is what FUT want. This is where they
30
thrive.
seconds left.
Time and time again.
Keep an eye on Calm here. He is weak, but he is in a position to make a play. Mazzino, as I mentioned,
Here. Healing over
just
here.
a little bit off that ult. And what a godsend that would be. Spam not connecting. You see him tucked. Y2J trying to play safely, and it's going to be flushed out. Aspas has gotten two. Mr. Fallen trying to spam through. There's Mazzino on the swing. There it is. Now has his molly. Add a captain 1v2. One will fall! Add a captain with 4. The Red Bull clutch for FUT.
What an insane play from the Omen. It started with a flash. He may have not gotten that, but he kills 4 afterwards. What a monster. Coming up huge for his team.
That's so clean, man. Unreal.
And the life has been sucked out of LEV. The momentum has been sucked out of LEV. It feels like they're playing on the back foot now.
Here.
11th round of the half. 2 ults on the side of the defense. An outlaw in the hands of Y2J, and sure enough, right on cue it strikes. Claiming another attempted swing there with the stinger. They're investing assault too. They tried catching him, but they're gonna play ring around the rosy. They're rotating around one another. Mr. Fallen's just gonna get into hookah.
Oh my gosh. The macro so far in these
They're
last 4 rounds
They're
has been
gonna
so
TP.
good.
They're gonna TP, but they don't have FUT control. If they fully send to this, it could be messy. Aspas will fall. They don't hear these
planted.
rotations. They don't know that he's coming. Mr. Fallen,
Stone down.
the silent killer.
And he knows.
Yeah, must have heard a second set of footsteps. You're right. Really good idea where Tex may be.
One enemy remaining.
They're dealt with. Calm has to save.
What a beautiful setup to the round. What a comeback to the half. It looked like LEV were gonna run away with this. They were full steam ahead. They were hitting shots. They were winning the macro game. They were proactive in the right moments. But after that timeout and those post-plant wins, and the 1v3 from Ada Captain, I mean, that opens up the opportunity to finesse and out-macro a
Last
team.
round in the half.
Play that chess game. I mean, Mr. Fallen there, yeah, you're absolutely right. Hey, if he wanted to get that kill, had that hookah smoke not came out, he could have called his team back. In this case, there was no need to off of that kill from Aspas.
Help a girl out, would you?
So much pressure applied on all extremities of the map.
Yeah, and then he turns into a lurk, and he hears everything. Secures the round win for his team.
Last round of the half. This first one has been a gift. It's been so close.
Jeez.
It's been so competitive. Oh, Aspas fighting so many. Gotta be careful. He has that ult online. You know he's gonna want to use it here. He's gonna have to TP out. And guess what? Yetujay's waiting on the other side. There's gotta be help coming in from Showers.
Oh my gosh.
He is tucked, and he hears that. There's no way he gets out alive. Punished. Aspas not able to use the ult. Now the pit invested.
Here.
No choice but to go. Add a captain connects on to Com. Can King fill in on the space? Seeing it goes up top. King tried getting up close and personal, but will fall. And now Tex is left in a 1v5. Flashed up, nobody can see a thing. He got a couple to make it interesting, but we're tied at 6.
All off of the dagger.
Switching sides.
It gave confidence to Yetujay that he could slip into that smoke and find that timing. That was beautiful, and that causes the re-aggression from LEV. They know they need to even the number game out. But FUT were a step ahead, they were holding for it.
Unbelievable. Tied up all the way. One half to decide it all. The first series was a banger, and it certainly looks like this one will be as well. The analyst estimate.
Doug and Baby Bay.
These two teams will clash for one last half with one spot up for grabs.
What a pleasure this has been. And we're not done quite yet.
LEV on the attacking side will test their mettle. See what they're made of. Both teams with so many hopes and so many aspirations for so many different reasons. Again, FUT looking to enter the playoff stage on international soil for the second time ever.
A team that has been said to be the best EMEA team, even though they're third seed.
There's no denying the talent that they have. There's no denying the raw mechanics that they tote. And they find themselves in a slugfest here with another team full of expectations and full of promise. FUT have sent 2 on a flank. King, no idea that he's about to be dealt with assassination style, and Krax is holding the line the other way. LEV have no room to breathe. There's no space. There they go, they all fall. Mazzino, a 1v5, 2 found, spike grabbed, death dropped.
Cracks. Who else?
I feel something over there.
This guy with the ghost. They go in tandem.
Like us, but
That opening kill on the Aspas. Look at this. Oh my gosh, he didn't even mean to get him. Sometimes things just go your way. Either way, the follow-up. Beautiful. And now you're building towards a KO out suddenly. He's gonna be so healthy with his economy going into this. A Bulldog full armor.
Mazzino was pretty active on that round as well. Equally as close to having his ult online. But he does not have the Bulldog. He does not have the full armor.
LEV, they're opting to go for this hookah pop, but they're gonna run in to CNED. He backed down from that fight.
Oh, that nade's gonna hurt so bad, and there's a spit at their feet as well. Not allowed to find any space out of hookah. And then the dog crunching. They've been stuffed.
Yeah, with nowhere to go. They have to be worried about their flank as well. It kind of forces them to have to press the issue. But they're just gonna run into a stomping grounds. Krax is here. These KO flashes, the KO molly potentially even.
And that's not to mention all the guns they have.
Yep. Oh,
A little messy there,
not too pretty.
but settles.
Down B.
The crossfires that they had set up were everything they needed.
That was
So
2?
they've kept a Guardian, 2 Bulldogs, and then the Stinger. Into the 3rd round, into the ever pivotal 3rd round.
I mean, it's a good buy. 2 Guardians, 2 Bulldogs. The Stinger on this map actually has a lot of value.
Those
A
tight,
lot of, yeah,
tight
exactly.
corners, yeah.
Exactly.
Make it so impressive. You are right.
especially with the light armor that 3 of the players of Leviathan have. I mean,
Spike down.
I guess
B.
you don't need
I have the spike.
anything else. You just need a dry swing from Captain.
That's so clean. There's a knife coming over the top, so you have to pick, am I going to turn around and clear the knife, or am I going to challenge the guy swinging me hookah?
It's tiny things like that that win you bonus rounds, and that can snowball the lead that you have already.
And the advantage, valuable one, as they get a second. Aspas forced to sit and wait as the shots rattle off. Now Roomba in his face. FUT with a massive numbers advantage. And it's only getting worse. Dre, there are only 2 left alive.
It's disaster right now for Lev.
They've been squelched. They've been suffocated. They've been stymied.
1 enemy remaining. Spike
King's
down
able to get his
B.
1.
He's done it before.
A 1v3 on the other side. A Bulldog, a Guardian, a Stinger. But surrounded.
30 seconds left.
This is a 1, but he's not able to get out. Maybe gets a kill and then can rotate A, but Mr. Fallen cuts him off, and FUT get to 9.
And it's not just the shots of Captain that was impressive in this round. It's the follow-up utility. Even after he connects on the second kill, there's a dog that comes through to find out if there's even more follow-up. I mean that kill from CNET. Just can't teach that one.
Nope.
Feels bad to die that way.
Here.
Lev feeling the pressure, buying Stinger's light armor into this round. If they can steal this one away, they might be able to
Scout destroyed.
make a comeback in this half.
That's such a big if, though.
Yeah,
That's such a big if.
such a disadvantage in the game with utility and the guns that are on field right now. And this Omen flash, I mean, it could destroy this lane. Oh, he doesn't even need it yet, but he'll have it to follow up.
There's that Omen flash. The spam through, seeing if anyone else jumped up onto the box, if anyone was foolish or daring enough to try to fill in on the space. Try to creep ever closer. Prax must have spotted something there as the dog tries to make its way all the way around. Zeno is filled into U-Haul, but Atacap are getting challenged and overwhelmed back sight. And the Stingers are causing problems. Mazino's gotten a weapon, and it's a 1v1.
Last player standing.
F2J's still starting to rotate over as a Guardian in hand. Mazino on the plant, and now ult online. This should be unlosable. Mazino should be able to take a really big step back and then play around his ult if he needs to.
And Yedeje's patience in this retake might work against him, because you're totally right. Mazino has the Molly, the Brim ult. He might not even have to show his body in this 1v1.
I didn't even see in the Molly. He has a smoke to play with as well. Real far up, though. There's the tap. There's the ult. And instead of playing for the lineup on the postman, he's playing really close up. He's playing on the other side of the orb. Oh my gosh! Oh. There's not going to be enough time, though. Mazino takes the fight. But the MasterCard Thrifty, the Wave Lev.
Oh my gosh. We got to take a breath after that one.
I cannot believe he played that way.
I know. He read into it.
But it works, I guess.
The Stinger buy. I spoke about it for the side of FUT, but it works in Lev's favor this time. That backside fight. The long-range guns don't matter. And Mazino, he's having such a map right now. He's keeping his team in the game.
Almost at 20 kills.
Dude, what a monster performance on Brimstone.
King went away from his pit and op in the hands of CNED. The challenge inevitable. No one there to clear the room before him.
I love how CNED plays in dangerous waters with that operator.
So risky. But honestly, that's what gets him the windows that a lot of other duelists don't capitalize on.
Yeah.
So all of LEV are currently posted up A. Every single one of them huddled into short and trying to find safe passage into U-Haul. Now a turn of the tides. As Wingman goes down, the spike sitting on the ground.
Blinded.
Y2J still playing on the other side of the map. If they try to go into the TP, they're gonna walk right into him. A 1-for-1. Still persistent in their approach. Spam not connecting, a knife in the hands of KO. Slowly settling down as another kill of utility. This time the wave of Mazzino.
30 seconds left.
I don't know how he got that one. Must have been off a spam and a little bit of chip damage from the molly.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Y2J, who'd been waiting on the other side of the TP this entire time, finally decides he's getting impatient, decides to get a little active. And the timing window was closed. There's no way that they hit TP and end up B now. So insistent on trying to hit this site. And it might cost them everything. A 3v3, Y2J on the flank. Strikes onto Calm. Mazzino's left alone. He's had a map, but can he do it again? Spots onto one, cannot connect. FUT get to 10.
And LEV played that so well, consistently tapping the bomb, waiting, but the clock ran down too low. And Captain with that fadeaway kill. That was the opening for this retake. It can be so hard to get the bomb down on the A site. Look at that. That's what it was, the fadeaway on the King.
It's ridiculous.
Both these controllers just having such good games, mechanical prowess on point. Crazy stinger buy. Can they do it again?
Here.
I have a feeling this time around FUT will be more prepared, more ready and willing to maybe even invest
There's
in
aggression
ultimate.
here. There's aggression here. A flash on one side, the paranoia on the other, and the ult invested, but nobody is home. They can quickly join though if they want to TP. The dog will spot them all.
But Doug, the hesitation from LEV, they missed their window of opportunity.
And now Y2J's here with the op, not gonna land the shots. Cracks though, with his ult. Invested. Should in theory buy a little time, but LEV fully commit. Digging their heels into the site. Get the spike down. And now beckon the challenge from FUT. Aspas on the hold, the stinger is there, it will connect. And they've got the pit. Now finding cover in its confines. And come for two. Calm with the frenzy at that distance. Somehow manages to get his one, but they got the Seekers. And that should be a perfect counter to the pit. All of the investment there. King, a 1v2, lands it down to one. Mr. Fallen there, he's got a challenge. Tries to land the knife. The defuse comes through. FUT get to 11.
All signs led to LEV winning that round, Doug. But FUT steal it away. They just seem to win these weird scenarios on the retake. Mr. Fallen getting the Seekers online in the middle of that round. It opened up the window of opportunity. And Mr. Fallen, he just wasn't low enough for that knife to do enough damage to him. And King, he has to go for that. He has no other choice.
I didn't see if how many bullets he had in his classic, or you know what else he had. But to go for the knife,
it's just so hard because Mr. Fallen was sticking it the entire time up to that point.
Yeah, no time to dwell on it though.
Yeah.
Into the 19th round we go. 3 ults on the side of LEV. A desperate need
Here.
to cauterize the bleeding.
I've got your trail.
Capitalize on the ults they have. Seekers the first used.
Fire in the
A couple of them already cleared. You hear the second now. How much more can they find? They've thrown everything into this. This could be the finishing touches on this. I mean, if they don't convert, it's possibly lights out.
It definitely is lights out, Doug. If they do not convert right here.
They've managed to get the spike down. CNET ever electric with the op in hand. Looking to put together another masterpiece. This paranoia from Captain will not feel good.
Want more? Here's more.
That's gonna hit all of them. Everyone except Mazzino. He's able to strike though. They're stunned up. Captain on the swing will fall. LEV get their 8th. And for good thing too, they invested everything they had there.
Talk to each other out there.
They had to win that round. That was a must win.
Is that 3 ults? The Thrash, the
Yep.
Rocket, and the Seekers?
Yep. And I mean, they had to invest all that because the round previous they didn't, and they lost it.
Meanwhile, there was a molly missed up there. I don't know if you guys just saw that on the replay, but the brim molly landed on top of the roof by elbow.
Finally, an eco round for FUT.
These are the messy ones, though. These are the ones that never quite feel secure.
Yeah. You look at the mini-map, you see 4 players of FUT doing this B-long approach, waiting for anybody to walk up.
Blinded.
Flash will get info that there might be somebody outside of hookah, and King might get caught in transition here.
One found, but he's pushed from pillar to post.
Oh no, Doug.
They're filling in behind it, though. They want to take these fights. They understand they have the weapons advantage, and this is the messy. This is where things get out of hand. The Dizzy up top. Mr. Fallen not tagged yet.
Oh my gosh.
Ada Captain still playing on the other side of the map. And CNED can fill in behind this.
They might think he went to hookah though, not towards spawn. So he might find this window of opportunity.
To get at least one.
Oh
He's
my
so
gosh.
snappy with potentially another, though. Calm falls.
enemy
Oh,
remaining.
CNED with 3! It's all gone out of hand. A round that seems secure. Slips. Aspas will have to be a hero. Tries to find space, finds one, but that's it. Devastation.
A thrifty! That was the same play that FUT made in the last series they played. In LEV, I mean, King was semi-aware, but the difference was the changing of the pace. They waited this time. It wasn't an off barrier, rush down, be long.
Spike planted.
And CNED,
Enemy remaining.
he had something to say.
The pace change was massive, yes, and hitting shots like that also helps. Potential last round of the Swiss stage before us. Yetuje with the pit.
Blind.
Dagger there did connect onto Aspas and Tex outside of hookah.
Ooh. Wasn't able to fully finish that, so he doesn't have his ult. That orb is still up. Orb is still in play.
Doug,
He's gonna try again, isn't he?
LEV are so tense right now.
Again, for good reason. That barrel's staring them in the face. And there it is, orbital strike, Mr. Fallen with nowhere to go. Tries to find safe passage, but he's cooked. Aspas on the swing, Yetuje holds the line. 2 found. A 3v3 as Wingman should succeed, and does. Cracks falls, a 2v2 now, CNED with up, or excuse me, with ult online, not able to connect. We're playing another.
And who other than Messino to get 3 to close out the round?
Little man, pump us up. Let's hear it.
He's sitting at 27 kills. He's doing everything he can.
And he got bullied map 1. He was a big part of the conversation. Where was his utility? Where was his impact?
He's got his heart on his sleeve right now. He wants it so bad.
Let's go. Come on.
But we saw what happened last time. FUT had a scrappy buy and Sheriffs. CNED does have a Vandal.
Scout destroyed.
Com gets the info of that though.
I mean, I know they've done it once, but something like this is much easier contemplated than completed.
They're playing to win. FUT are playing to win. They want to go for these fights. And there was no speed up short A off of that. So he's here for this.
CNED is here, and he's going to spot everything. Cracks will join in on it. Only a knife. No molly to zone them off. CNED going in aggressive. Roomba cleared. Again, Tex should be able to get the spike down. It is traded a 1-for-1, but this time it seems like the messiness will be avoided. LEV should be able to get to their 10th.
One enemy
They're
remaining.
both so close now. Just Yetuje. He falls. LEV gets to 10.
This is so intense right now. It's so close. I mean, you can never really count FUT out, even when they're down numbers. They just do crazy things. And this will be a timeout. By the timeout, too? What do they have in store here? I'm seeing a ping back triple from the side of FUT and 2 pings on the B side of the map.
Dude, our observers are so good. The pit was just invested B, but Yetujay threw his orb all the way across the map to land A.
And that's all to delay the bomb plant. I mean, if LEV go towards A in the mid round, you have to deal with a KO ult. You're not gonna have any smokes, any Viper wall to be online. Unless King plays outside of the range of that.
Aspas. The rest of LEV poking and prodding around this pit.
Oh my gosh, and it's just so scary. Spamming a Vandal, and on the other end, there's a Phantom. You have Tracers, they don't.
I have the spike.
And you don't want to be the guy that died and lost the game to a spam from a Phantom.
LEV decide to slow things down, not showing very much. The dog just went through TP. Nothing spotted.
Oh yeah!
Mazzino just used his molly. They just used a thrash. They're calling a pump fake? They're calling a fake in a round like this? Can they convert? Will they bite? They've already filled into U-Haul. And you've got Mazzino who's gonna be flanking background showers and they have no idea. With the flash in his face, King holds the line. Not backing down. Everything on Mazzino here. He could win this round on his own. With guns out, CNET spotted and dropped. The comms not coming through. Captain punished as well.
Gotcha.
Yetujay falls. What a call! What a call from King!
And a 30 bomb for Mazzino to continue his reign over Bind. That flank and the patience. He slowly crept forward so we could guarantee the second.
I thought Captain was gonna turn. I thought there was enough time for him to maybe get caught, but for him to find value on 2 is ridiculous.
And that was all the ults from FUT.
And it's a lighter buy. I mean, they've got a Judge and they got a couple of Bulldogs.
Oh my gosh, Doug, but it's a Judge in hookah.
Oh no.
This is prime time and they're concealing it.
I've seen disaster from this very position before.
Not like this.
They don't try it, they don't test it.
Whew.
Grabbing the spike and deciding to go elsewhere. Leviathan leaning into this bend, but don't break.
Poison orb emitting. Toxins
It
cover
all
poisons off.
comes down to this, Doug.
They're deciding to go a little bit forward now. The dog to pave the way. Aspas satcheling and taking the space. They haven't secured showers. They've got to be careful here. This is not safe space. Cracks can reflank around them too. They're playing for back sight.
What a call!
The spike is gonna go down there.
Planted.
Aspas gets the best of Yetujay right next to him. This is really difficult to hold here. They've got Aspas who's single-handedly trying to keep pipes back. King staring at heaven. Cracks on the swing, Calm is dead. Now Aspas with the ult, trying to land the shot, and CNET punishes him with the Judge! Tex and King have to hold them back as best as they can, and they can't! It's all on to Tex now! A 1v3! Spike has been planted, CNET is weak, he's got one! Swings onto the second, but not able to land the third! And FUT will survive! Down to